Incremental 7. It's a blank slate. It's clean. No nothing. Haven't even started. Haven't even thought about it. I mean, you always got ideas, right? That you can add in from your past of completion to relate to the ideal of the circumstance. Every day is a new start. It's a fresh, clean slate every day. What stops a person from being better the next day is residual energy. The image or the memory of how you looked and felt when you said or did whatever you did in that moment that wasn't subsequently to the value of where you are currently or were currently at the moment. These leave residual burns like photo marks in your life, and they're so heavy and tangible. This is like when you see a picture and it moves you a little bit. This is way deeper than that. It's like the things you do inside you, or things you do that you think you get away. That picture burns inside you. It burns inside you, and you like, ugh, I felt that, and this is the process that begins the numbness of your feelings, because you have to stop caring about you in order to pass over the things you did. This is how you know a person. They don't care about themselves by the things they say out of their mouth. And then when you question them how deep they are into that, and you'll say, you don't even care. Look what you're saying. And they'll be like, that's not what it is. I'm just saying. It's obliviousness. That's what obliviousness is. Trying to conjunct your reality to something that's just normal. Simplicity is always going to be the comparison to one's actions out of his character. Simplicity. It's a blank slate every day to start new. There is no problems on the planet that can't be addressed with unconditional, that can't not be solved and addressed with unconditional love. There's no problems. They all can be, every last thing on this earth. If you address it with unconditional love, it will be solved. Plain and simple. It's the hardest thing for people to actually dive in. Even the oldest minds, or the people who have knowledge of whatever history, these people who are retarded, they go back digging in the past, picking up old images or dead images that people left residual energy on, wiping it off. Look what I found. You putting all that negative energy into it. It was buried for a reason. Always holding on, always trying to go back. And that be the reality. Can't keep bringing back the old stuff. And that speaks to the quality of a person. Like when you see things going just to do that, and you classify it as something that's, because we know this to be in the aspect of current reality, that you don't deal with those type of energies. So why would I do that in the physical? It's like manifesting one in the other, like making like, oh, I speak about it, I won't do it over here, but I'll just go do it in the physical, and then I'll call it a job, and I'll make a whole a precedent to it, to where people can live their lives towards this whole idealism, which subsequently creates the image or the same frequency. You see what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense. We have to really look at all these systematic things that we're dealing with and what we put our lives into, the IE called a study. I think, and I was hearing somebody speak about the spells yesterday. It was so deep. And she was like, just like the magistrate, the magi, you know what I'm saying? She's like, think about it. Think about the things that are said, the contracts you sign and all this. And it just hit me different, because I was like, yo, because if you think about it, some of these classes are representations of ideologies. They're representations of ideologies that were put on the 10 Commandments, or before that, the 24 laws and 24 confessions of Maya and Matt and the Emerald Tablets. These were things that we shouldn't did, but they formulate them into classes, or they formulate them into ideals. Like, for example, the FBI, espionage, spying, you know what I'm saying, eavesdropping. That's a cardinal sin. It's a cardinal sin. Literally. Carrying information, carrying information to damage one's name, particularly for a situation to better another person's self, is a crime. Is a cardinal crime. This is just a couple that I can think up off the top of my head. Like we don't even look at the old laws no more as far as what even value, because time delegates agenda. People don't even hold that value, and it's went so far away. How many people you can ask today do you remember the old laws that was set by the universe that you're supposed to stand and live by? You know what I'm saying? Opposed to the times that happen indefinite. Like we look at the controlling party and what that power says. It's like everybody moves in a herd mentality. So if you got the biggest bull or the, you know what I'm saying, the most powerful horse, then everybody's gonna follow that. You know what I mean? Or the main lion. Like this is the system that we live in. But it's conjunction to the order of things. So it's like, I'm gonna put this out and you're just gonna do it. If you don't, then you know what I'm saying, like type of energy, and then it gets more aggressive. It gets way more aggressive. It gets more aggressive to the ideal of where the propaganda has to set motion in your mind. So that's the aggressiveness. You have to see it so much it bombards you. It's not going to get physical, but it's going to be a mental mind control, because visually we visualize everything. We control everything with a shot now. You know what I'm saying? The new guns is the camera. So it's like, how would you be as heinous as you was back in the day, or be heinous as you was back in the day and record everything? These processes speak to a value, unbeknownst to a lot of people when they're taking place. It can be laid into a plan as a retrospect. What about the big picture? What about the big picture? Unbeknownst to a lot of people, some people are still looking at the subsequent value of people that are living right now in this time, 2023, as the mentality of the 60s or the 50s or before that, or some type of savage mentality that, you know what I'm saying? It's like the verbal condensation of the aspects of reality do not meet the value of what's actually taking place. The congestion of the circumstances that are put out is overwhelming the aspect of what's actually taking place. What do I mean by this? You get more visual aspects of things that happen in people's neighborhood 10 times more than you got it before back in the day. These are the same situations that happen. It's always been going on. It ain't never been no different. It's just that you ain't had the visual aspect to record and post it. Remember, news came on at 6 and 9, and you saw whatever they got. Don't forget, we had to wait for an album back in the day, like mad long, and you got like a clip of it, and then it came out like months later. The attention span has shrinking all the way down to this because the convenience aspect. You get it. So somebody has to find some negative just to show you. It's been going on forever. It's nothing new. But if I congest that and push it in your face right now, you're going to think, and your spirit, that the world is changing. You're going to think, just saying, man, God be mindful. It's a blank slate every day. Unconditional love can heal anything if that's what the way you go and start with it. But you can't be afraid. You got to be willing to step into that blank slate no matter what you hear around you. See, divine don't make no mistakes. People do. And divine created you to make the wrongest decisions in the universe, or the best ones. It's up to you. What will it be for your soul? What will it be for the conjunction of who you are as an individual? Will you keep questioning the reality of what you possibly believe you should do or shouldn't do? Or will you just do how you are done? Don't forget, you are given a life with no charge. No matter what happens while you out here, you still was given that life with no charge. And you could do a lot within these times. Unconditional love multiplies. Unconditional love multiplies. Unconditional love multiplies. You have a new slate every day. When will you decide to multiply? NAGA.